photographer here to talk to you a little bit about our day packs and day hiking with our pups. Right now, Shelby, Joe, and Nala are training for their very first backpacking trip in a few weeks, so the majority of the time they have their backpacks on. When they don't, they just have their harnesses on for a day hike. We just try not to load them down too much. We take a majority of the weight on their day hikes. Backpacking, totally different story. Everyone carries their own weight, but for day hikes, the girls just have a simple harness. One thing that we have on their harnesses is a light. I don't know if you can see it. It's pretty bright. It's a steady light. This is Newman. It also blinks, or doesn't. There we go. It also blinks. This comes in handy if you're hiking and it gets a little bit past dark. You can always, know where your pup is. The only thing that they do carry on their day hikes is their poop bags. We always practice leave no trace, and we always pick up the dog poop. For the girls' leashes, they both have Ollie Dog Mountain Tam leashes. These have a great waist belt that is very secure when you tie it around your waist, so that it keeps your hands free for your trekking poles, or for me with my camera, or in case of an emergency, you don't have to worry about holding on to the leash. It also has a bit of a bungee in there. It's got a lot of resistance to it, so they're not just pulling off. But what I really like about this is if they do kind of pull, it's not messing up your stability. You can still walk pretty clearly if they pull a little bit. Another feature it has, which is pretty great, if I can, Shelby's not going to demonstrate it, when you have it on, this part attaches to their harness, and right by them is an extra strap, so if you need to kind of pull them away really quickly, you have that little handle there, which I really like. Aside from that, when the girls are hiking, that's all they have to worry about on a day hike. For us, it's a little bit different. Whether we're hiking for 1 mile or 10 miles, we always have our day packs with us, Newman. And our day packs aren't exactly light. With water, with a camelback bladder and a water bottle, this pack weighs about 13.5 pounds. Full. So what I have, I didn't spend a lot of money on a day pack. This is just a basic camelback pack, and what I like about it is it's got a separate compartment in the back for your camelback bladder, or any bladder that you have. I always have a 3-liter pack, or 3-liter bladder, ready to go for our day hikes for me. Bubbles has his own pack, and he also has his own bladder. He takes care of his water. And generally when we're walking, I walk with Shelby Joe and Bubbles walks with Nala. So we hold our dog's gear in our packs. So this is a nice little feature, kind of keeps the water separate from all of your things, and it's got a really good padding system, so you don't feel the cold from the water at all. Another great feature about this bag is it has, I think, the perfect amount of pockets and zippers, and I don't like too many different compartments because then I can't remember where I put anything. But this, for me, works perfectly. One of the things I always carry on the outside of my bag is a bear whistle and mace. I haven't had to use this yet, and you have to be very careful if you use something like this to make sure that you're not downwind. So I just really have it in case of an emergency. If something comes running up wanting to attack us, I'm ready to go. So that stays on my shoulder strap, so it's pretty close to me where I can reach it. Also on the front of my bag, I have Shelby Joe's water bowl, which can also double as a food bowl. And I really love these bowls. They come with a carabiner, and they just pop open and pop closed. I keep that outside because when it's wet, it can dry off pretty easily. I also carry my paracord bracelet. I don't like the feel of it on my wrist, but I like to have the paracord in case we need it, in case we need it for some kind of emergency. Also on the outside of my pack, I have hand sanitizer, which comes in handy quite often. One thing I want to say about day packs is the contents will constantly change depending on the seasons. Obviously in the winter you need a lot more gear than you do in the summer. It'll change depending on where you go hiking. We're in the Chicago metro area, and most of our hikes are in an area where we get great cell reception, so we don't worry too much about bringing our survival gear, like our emergency blanket, our emergency tent, our water purifier, that kind of thing. We don't worry about that because we know that we have great cell reception in the area. And that being said, we always make sure to charge our cell phones before we leave the house. We also hike with our cell phones on airplane mode, just in case we need to use our phones for an emergency phone call. We'll have battery. I wouldn't rely on having cell phone reception everywhere I go. Like I said, we've been hiking in this area together for over 20 years. We know this area really well. We know where there's cell reception. If we go outside of our area, we will always have our survival gear with us. We just don't want to rely on having our cell phones to save us. So I'll show you what's in my pack. All right, so in my front pocket, I usually keep snacks. This is a bag of treats for the girls. We make our own treats. They are just dehydrated sweet potatoes. The girls love them, and they're light and they're easy to take with us. Our snacks kind of change throughout the year. It's spring, so it's not too hot yet, so I still have my protein meal bar. It's chocolatey chip. I love chocolate, but in the summer these get really messy, so I don't put them in there. I also have my oats and honey bar. Also in the front pocket, I keep my headlamp. You should always have a headlamp on, just in case you get stuck out in the dark. This is a great way. You can have your hands free, but also have your light. What else is in my front pocket here? I still have my hot hands. My hands get really cold really fast, and these are always a great tool to have in your day pack. All right, a few more things I have in my front pocket. A lighter, in case we're in a situation where we need it. This is a little fire starting kit. It has flint, cotton, everything you need to start a little fire in case it's wet. It's also in a waterproof container, so nothing can get wet inside of it. And lip balm. And a knife, just in case. Haven't had to use it, but you never know if you're going to need it. And that's about it in my front pocket. In the main pack, I don't know if you can see, they sell waterproof bags that you can put inside your pack because this pack is not waterproof. And they also sell liners that you can put over the top of your bag. We're not that fancy. We just use a garbage bag on the inside of the bag. It's not 100%, but it's going to keep stuff pretty dry. So everything we pack goes inside this liner. This is my raincoat. It's waterproof and it has a hood. My personal effects, my wallet, my cell phone. Since I'm a photographer, I always have extra battery for my camera and extra SD cards. Everything is sealed inside a Ziploc bag, so again, in case If this fails, it's safe inside here. I have a bandana. Bandanas are a very handy thing to have. They're very multifunctional. You can use it obviously in your hair. You can wrap it around if it's smoky. Wrap it around, use it to protect your face from smoke. You can use it as a handkerchief if you need to. You can use it to filter water in emergency if you need to. You could use it as a tourniquet if you need to. It's just a really handy little thing to have in your bag. Another thing that we have is our homemade bug spray to reapply as needed. And for our clothes, our DEET, if we need it, this I use very sparingly because it is 98% DEET, which is a lot of DEET, but when you're deep in the woods and you want to make sure that you spray it around your ankles and on your hiking boots, don't use it anywhere near your dogs or on your dogs, please. One of the most important things in my day pack, and why we take our day pack with us everywhere, whether it's just for a mile or whether it's for 10 miles, is our first aid kit. You never know when something's going to go wrong. We've been on short hikes where we've seen off-leash dogs that are not friendly towards our dogs. We have seen snakes, we have seen glass on the trail. The list goes on. Anything can happen in an instant, and you always kind of want to be prepared, especially for your pups. This is just a basic first aid kit. It has, bandages. It has popsicle sticks and adhesive tape. It has aspirin. It has just a variety of things. It has tweezers. It has alcohol wipes. So if you get those ticks on you or on your dog, you can pick them off and then use an alcohol wipe to disinfect the area. This pack is rated for 2 people. I think it's for 3 days. I could be wrong, but Bubbles and I both have one of these in our packs. Mine is for me and Shelby Joe. His is for him and Nala. There's only a few things in here that this thing did not come with that we bring for the dogs, if I can find them easily. One is their little booties. And there should be 4 in here somewhere, but for right now I found 3. These are just little booties. They have a little tread on the bottom. They Velcro around your dog's paws. They're marketed mainly to sell in winter for walking on snow, but these things can come in handy if your dog gets a cut on their paw, or if their paws get dry or agitated, or you're in a rocky terrain where they might not be comfortable. You can use the booties. And I swear I do have 4 in here somewhere. There we go. Those are Shelby Joe's little booties. The other things that we have for kind of first aid for the dogs, we have styptic powder. This is the stuff that you use if your dogs, if you accidentally cut the quick on your dog's nails, it stops bleeding. It can come in handy. We also have a little bit of an extra piece of leash here in case we need to fashion a muzzle or something. Our dogs don't bite, but you never know if they get quilled by a porcupine and they're in pain and you're the one that has to pull out the quills, they might snap. You just never know. So it's always handy to have something that you can make a quick little muzzle if you need to. And then we have our personal effects, toilet paper and a shit shovel. You never know when this is going to come in handy, because there's nothing worse than being stuck in the woods when you really have to go to the bathroom. And because it's spring, I still have my an extra set of gloves in here, and a headband for my ears. My ears get cold if it's like below 50 degrees. I'm the biggest wuss with the cold, so this kind of will stay in my bag probably till July. Another thing that we always have in the spring is just an extra layer. This is a long sleeve pullover. It has a hood so it'll just offer a level of protection from the cold in addition to this, and it'll just kind of help take that edge off if you get a little bit chilly. The last thing we have in here is extra food for our dogs. If your dog eats kibble, you could put that in your pack. Our dogs don't. They get a wet food that we make, so we use a dehydrated food for them while they're hiking, and we always just have enough, so just in case we're delayed a few hours and it's dinner time, our dogs know when it's 5 o'clock and they haven't eaten, so we have this just in case we need it. And then our nice tall garbage bag. This can come in handy too if in an emergency situation. If we did get stuck outside, you could always like stuff it full of leaves and kind of make a little barrier for a bed or a chair to sit on, especially if the ground is wet or cold. Or you can put your garbage in here. Just always leave no trace. Don't leave your dog's poop behind. Don't leave your garbage behind. Everything you pack in, you pack out with you. Last thing, I guess, is just Shelby Joe's water bottle. Again, Bubbles has Nala's water. I carry Shelby Joe's water. In May, I guess, anytime from the winter, anytime other than the May and summer, we stop every 2 miles and offer the girls some water and a treat. They don't always take it. Sometimes they just don't want it at that time and they'll catch it on the next break. If it's hot out, we really watch them for signs of heat stroke, for signs of panting. If they look hot, we will offer them water anytime. One thing about hiking with dogs that's a little bit different if you're not used to hiking with dogs is you're going to take a lot more breaks and it's going to be a lot slower. We've done an 8.5 mile hike locally by ourselves that's taken us about 2.5 hours. When we do that same hike with our dogs, it takes us closer to 4 hours, and I wouldn't try to push my dogs. Now we have smaller dogs. Shelby Joe's 12 pounds, Nala's 35.5 pounds. She's a Wheaten Terrier mix. Shelby Joe's just a mutt. But never push your dogs. Always be safe, which is why we take our bags everywhere with us. It's better to be safe than sorry. I hope this helps you. Again, your day pack will probably change a little bit depending on where you live and what your individual needs are. But hopefully this will kind of help you get a start. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe below. Let us know if you have any questions in the comment section. Thank you so much.